Hello, and welcome to the Lucy Liu Show, the fueling station for your mind, business, and life. And now, here's your host, Lucy Liu.
Hello, beautiful souls. I am so grateful for you to be here. Grateful for good health and this beautiful day that we are alive and living and thriving because you deserve an epic life full of joy, fulfillment, designing the life you want to live. If you haven't already, make sure you have my free resource at www.confidentandepic.com. That is the free resource to help you double your confidence in 30 seconds. So this podcast is all about up-leveling every area of your life. And this episode is dedicated to leveling up for love. As women, we want to feel chosen and deeply desired by great men. And that's why I have my guest today, Charlene Byars. Charlene is a leading relationship expert, dating and love coach, and her specialty is helping single, successful career women to attract committed, masculine men for their aligned partners. We're going to talk about the 3 female archetypes and how as women we can use that knowledge to better our relationship. And if by chance you are looking to attract those devoted masculine men in 30 days or less, Charlene has a free masterclass, which I'll link in the show notes. Enjoy this girlfriend chat. Welcome to the show, Charlene.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you here because you are the expert on relationships. But before we get into relationships, let's talk about the 3 types of females and how can we use this knowledge to help us?
Right. I work on different modalities. And one of the things that I work with women is archetypes. And I have them in the sense of the mother energy, daughter energy, and woman energy. And it's a really great way. So when we think of archetypes, it really helps you identify like where you're at, like what's going on with you. And so when I talk about archetypes, I really try to help women really understand how they can come back to themselves and be in woman energy. But often, us women, and especially if we're talking about relationships, if we're talking about romantic relationships, usually us women are either in more of a daughter energy, I can kind of explain that, or we're usually in a mother energy. So if you want me to break that down, kind of like what that means in energy wise. So let's say if we are resonating more in woman energy. So woman energy is really a place that you have, that you feel confidence, like confidence in who you are. And you have ability to just be able to regulate yourself, to have your freedom, to have, the relationship that you want with people. It's just a different energy. It's an energy that is like a really more peaceful energy. And when women are more in, like I would just say, just to break it down, because there's so many levels here. So I'm like, I know this is the first question, so I'm going to try to break this down. If a woman is kind of more resonating, let's say in her daughter energy, that kind of comes out more in the sense of that you would see the women like in a relationship. So that's how I'll break it down. So if a woman is in daughter energy and she's in a relationship, this is where she will definitely not be able to communicate. She has a tendency to really be able to like not face what's happening. And she's more in a insecure, more in still like in living in the past, in that type of energy. And if a woman is more in her mother energy, that's when I know that she's more in a relationship. She's the one that's like, taking care of the guy, doing all his personal stuff, telling him what to do, being in the mother energy, right? And what I realize with both energies, like all energies are great, like all energies, you can use them at different times. But if we're talking a romantic relationship, there is a sense of really being able to understand who you are and what you want and having that peace with yourself. And that's the work that I try to help women do. And I'm just giving you, honestly, Lucy, like a really short version of that, if that's helpful.
Oh, absolutely. And we all know that communication is important in relationships, but how important is it?
It's, to me, communication is the number one thing. Has to be. Because when we are in relationships and we have, and I'm not just talking romantic relationships. So let's just talk about relationships. Communication to me is such a skill set that you can use for the rest of your life with everyone. And when we learn really what it means to communicate, there's levels in communication. So like what I would say is, when it comes to communication, the best advice that I can give someone for communication is really looking inwards, and understanding yourself in the sense of understanding your triggers, how you communicate your wants and your needs to people, how you're able to articulate what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and really be in a place to understand, no matter who you're having a conversation with or who you're trying to communicate or who you're having a conversation with, always understand whatever that person's perspective or whatever that is, it's actually okay. But what happens when it comes to communication, and especially in relationships, usually what happens is you have, two people trying to communicate with each other, and one person will try, they think, okay, I'm communicating, I'm telling the person how I want. But usually when someone is communicating, they are not really telling the person what it is that's happening for them. So I teach very microscopic truth. You have to tell the actual truth when you're communicating. Because if you're not allowed to understand what's going on with you, that's when the communication just gets like, there's no communication, right? That's when you notice you have two couples and it's not aligning. So communication to me is key, like 100% key, but not only key, it is, I would say, honestly, it's crucial to have an amazing relationship. It really is. It's a skill set that I would think we all should have. We all should have.
I absolutely agree with you. I cannot agree with you more. Communication is important. However, I also think respect should go right alongside of that. Would you agree with me?
Yeah. I mean, again, there's few things that need to happen if we're talking about, communication, and we're talking about, really being able to communicate your wants and needs, and respect is in line with that, of course, because if you are going to have a conversation or you're talking to someone and there's no respect there, then we are not going to have a conversation. Like it's just not going to happen. It's going, you know what I mean? It's not going to be what you think it's going to be. But if you go into any type of conversation and you go into it with that place, when you go into it and understanding what your intentions are, what are you really wanting out of this conversation? If it's an important conversation that you need to have. I actually created and I made something that's called a communication worksheet, because I think it's so important whenever anyone is wanting to go have, like a conversation or something like that, that they really prepare themselves and understand what is it that they're actually, wanting to articulate, what are the results that they're wanting to do, and really set themselves up in a way that can be a win-win for both parties. Because communication, to me, it's not just communicating and say whatever you want whenever you want. It really goes back to, like you said, the respect and understanding who you're talking to, how you're talking to that person, what tone are you using, what speed in your voice is happening, what level. There's a lot of little parts to really have somebody else actually be able to hear you and both parties feel aligned. So it is a skill set. Communication is a skill set.
How do you go about teaching your clients when they feel they're not respected, when the other partner feels like they are respected, when there's that difference, when there's that conflict? How do you go about teaching your client to resolve that?
One of the things and especially, I work with majority women. I do work with men, but majority of women. And one of the things that I really feel so passionate about is whenever we are with another human being, let it be a friend or it be a lover or whoever it is, I always say you have to be able to find out how you're feeling, what's going on with you with that person, because your body is going to know if you're with a person and you're feeling like, you know what, I'm not getting the same respect. I'm not getting the same communication. I'm not getting, what I feel that I'm providing for that person. And a lot of times, if we are really like thinking about it and we are trying to analyze this, it really actually keeps women stuck. When a woman slows this down and kind of realize what is going on with the person that I'm with, why is it every time that we try to communicate, like immediately in my body, I feel very uncomfortable and very disrespected? Because you have to be able to trust, because it comes down to like what we're all looking for like a feeling, right? We're looking for a feeling. So if you're communicating with someone, you want to have a feeling that you're feeling respected, that it feels aligned, that we're having a conversation. So if a woman's in a relationship with someone and they're not getting the respect that they need, that is something that they really have to look at and understand what is going on. Am I with a person that is, just having a moment, or, we're not aligned right now, or I'm with a man that I don't really feel the warm and fuzzy with. And every time we try to talk, every time that we have, communication, it's a constant, that feeling. So you have to be able to trust yourself and trust who you're with. And if you're with a man, you know what? If you're really communicating and you're showing up and he's not communicating back, you got to look at that. You got to look and see what's going on.
What do men really want?
Well, it depends what kind of man we're talking about, hon. It depends what man we're talking about, right? Because you have, like, just like anything else, you have what I like to say, you have different people that have different flavors. In general, when I work with people, I talk in generalization in heterosexual relationships. For the female and the feminine and the masculine is the work that I do. But with relationships, with everything, there's so many layers, right? Everything's fine. Specifically, when I work with women, we talk about what it is. I'm going to tell you about the man, but I have to say the woman first. A woman is how she wants to feel in a relationship. Because to me, it's not about the want, comes down to the feeling. So like I say to someone, I'm like, how do you want to feel in a relationship? How do you want to feel? And how do you want to, what is it that you're looking for? Often what I hear, so I'm talking about, this is just generalization. This is what I hear often when I ask women. I said, how do you want to feel in a relationship? The first thing that a woman would say to me is, I want to feel safe. I want to feel safe, Charlene. I said, okay, what else do you want to feel in a relationship? A lot of times they will say to me, Charlene, I want someone to completely want me and be into me. I want to be seen, Charlene. I said, okay. I said, what else do you want to feel? Often women will tell me, they said, I want to feel taken care of. I want to feel, loved and adored. And so when talking to women and I understand what it is that they want to feel, then I know that the men that they are looking for is a different type, because you have, like I said, we're all different. But usually I have it like this. This is what I know. You have 3 sets, just a generalization, which I call the players. Players are always going to be players. That's okay. Player's a player. Okay. Then you have the nice guys. The nice guys are the guys that just have no spine, and they're literally looking for women to tell them what to do, how to act, all that. And then you have a man who's in his masculine, and it's different energies, completely different energies. When I hear a woman tell me that she wants to feel safe, that she wants to be seen, that she wants someone to absolutely adore her and be chosen, then I know that a woman is not looking for a nice guy. And I know a woman's not looking for a player. I know a woman is looking for a man that is secure in who he is, a man that is not looking to compete with a woman, a man that is not looking for a woman to lead him and tell him what to do. And those type of men are in alignment with really wanting a woman to truly, honestly, this is what masculine men are looking for. They're looking for a woman also to be secure in who she is. And they're looking for a woman to have also, emotional maturity. Just as women are always like, I need a man to have emotional maturity. So these are the things that I work with women, and depending on what it is that you are looking for, want to feel in a relationship.
Absolutely. And I know you have a story of your own. I know you spent many, many years in an unhappy marriage and eventually found courage to end that marriage and really started your new chapter in life to find your epic love. So, what were the mindset shifts that made it happen for you?
So for me, when I was married, I was married to my ex-husband for like 23 years. And when I was in that relationship, my ex-husband and I, we battled a lot. And I never would consider myself to be a person that fight or anything like that, because I really came from a very hostile background. So I was honestly searching for calmness and peace. And so I get in this relationship with this man, and he's not, like I said, I have 4 children with him. He's not a bad human being, but our energies together was the worst. and I didn't realize then what I learned now. So I'm in this relationship and I really felt like overall I'm a very good human being. And I was honestly from the bottom of my heart trying the best I can. I always had good intentions and I tried. I didn't realize that I was a woman, and excuse you, I have to say it like this because this is really what I felt like. I was in a relationship and I was a woman that was so freaking controlling, thinking that it was in a good way, but I was very controlling. And I was married to a man overall who's a very masculine man. And a masculine man doesn't need another woman to try to, you know what I mean? Like control him, tell him what to do, tell him what to be, tell him what to do. He also wasn't very nice. So with me at times. So there was this battle. And so when I decided that I knew that after being with someone for 23 years, you can't change a person. You can't change a person. You can only tell a person what you need, and it's up to them. He had no desire to change, because he is who he is. And that's usually how people are. And so I had to leave. And then when I left, I was honestly on a mission. I was on a mission. At first, I didn't want to do anything, but then I was on a mission. And I was like, what is up? What happened? Why? So then I started dating. And when I started dating, it was really tripping me out because I was dating and every time I would go out and I was like, honestly, I was attracting the two types. I wasn't attracting masculine men. I was either attracting men that were like wanting me to be their mother, like they were asking me the questions, wanting me to chase them, wanting me to lead, or I was attracting, the players. They just wanted me for one thing. And I was like, something's up because this is not making any sense to me. I was like, what's up? So I went in deeper and I realized that back then I was a single mom. And I had 4 kids and I had a very fast-paced, high-paying job, very successful woman. And I had no idea that my energy, my successfulness and my business. And when I'm in that place, that was awesome. That got me to where I want to, I need to go financially. But girlfriend, taking that energy and shifting it to romantic. Oh, it wasn't working. It wasn't working because as a woman, you know what I mean? Like I was a girl. I was like, like trying to plan dates, calling the guy, dating the guy. It was like, that's why I was attracted to what I did. So I did a lot of work, a lot of healing, a lot of discovery. And I came up with something. I realized that what was happening with me was there's nothing wrong with me being in a more masculine energy and working and being, in that way. But I had to learn how to get back to my feminine energy, which is relax, flow, chill out. And that was the shift that I realized that I started happening. As soon as I started shifting that, and there's a little more to it, but as soon as I started shifting that, I actually started attracting different men. I swear to you, it was almost night and day.
Love it. And was there a favorite quote that you went by that helped you along when you had difficult times?
And I believe this from all my heart. And I believe this in the masculine and the feminine, right? We're heterosexual. No, I believe it's a man's job to chase, but a woman's job to set the pace. We get to set the pace, so we get to set the pace and kind of see like, okay, I'm into him. Oh, no, not into him. Not so much. It's okay. It's okay. Or, okay, he's cool, but no, not so much. And I always tell women, I say, guess what? You get to choose. You get to choose who you want in your life. You get to choose who you decide to be your lover. You get to choose. And when you give it time and when you give it space, you'll get to choose the right person for you.
Beautiful. Like I can't even tell you're the mother of 4 kids. You look so young and beautiful.
Oh, thank you, hon. I'm actually turning 50 this month.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So where can we check out your work at?
So I'm all over. So I have a website, which is Charlene Byars, and Byars is BYARS.com. So that's my website, but I'm on social. I'm all over on social. I do a lot of social. You can, if you're an Instagram person, I'm MS Charlene Byars, again, Byars. I'm on Facebook, same thing, Miss Charlene Byars. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Level Up for Love and YouTube. So I have different places, and you can always start with my website and, go from there. And I have free resources, different things that I provide.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To all the beautiful souls listening, thank you for joining me on this episode of The Lucy Liu Show. When I'm not podcasting, I am coaching high-achieving women in life transitions, getting unstuck, kissing overwhelm goodbye, and living a more joyful and fulfilled life through strategic goal setting and mindset transformation. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe, rate, or share this with a friend. And don't forget to join me for the next episode. Remember, there is always a way, and more blessings are coming your way. For free resources and show notes, head over to lucyliucoaching.com.